Grafted. Wei is the only daughter of a single father who works in medical research in China. Both suffer from a congenital birth defect on their face/neck. Wei's father seeks to develop a serum that enables instant regeneration of human skin tissue, simplifying the technology and skill needed to apply skin grafts. He uses himself as a test subject for the latest batch, but his skin grows uncontrollably and he is smothered to death. Several years later, Wei is a college student continuing her father's work using his incomplete notes. She ends up being taken in by a distant aunt, who moves her to her home in New Zealand. Wei also has a cousin named Angie, who is a social climber and the complete opposite of Wei. Angie and her mean girl friends, Eve and Jasmine, make Wei's life difficult by treating her poorly and spreading cruel rumors, although Jasmine shows far more compassion and kindness towards Wei than the others. Her only comfort is John, a severely disfigured but empathetic homeless man. Wei is taken under the wing of her chemistry professor, Paul, who gives her a position as a research assistant after realizing that her father's work could save him from losing a lucrative financial grant. The pair is unable to overcome a flaw in Wei's father's notes that prevents the new skin from binding properly, and Paul dismisses Wei from her post. In desperation, Wei steals corpse flowers from a nursery and uses them to successfully overcome the flaw. With her aunt rarely home, Angie blames Wei for many of her problems and goes on to destroy a small shrine that Wei had set up to honor her father and ancestors. Wei and Angie get in a physical confrontation after Angie breaks a photo frame of Wei's father. In part self-defense and part anger, Wei ends up killing Angie by stabbing her through the eye. In a panic, she resorts to cutting off her own face, removing Angie's, and using the perfected serum to bind it to her own body. Assuming Angie's identity after chopping up and disposing of her remains, Wei learns that Paul has stolen her father's notes and intends to take all the credit for her work. Eve unknowingly reveals to Angie that she and the professor have a sexual relationship, so Wei murders Eve with a power drill and replaces Angie's face with hers, also using blonde hair dye and colored contact lenses to steal her identity. As Eve, Wei can find the only sample of serum Paul possesses, though she is unable to recover the notes. She also exposes Paul as a sexual predator, destroying his academic career. Jasmine comes over to visit Wei after the police discover the body of Angie's boyfriend, who accidentally fell to his death after discovering that Wei was impersonating her cousin. When Jasmine stumbles across the frozen heads of Angie and Eve in her fridge, Wei uses plastic wrap to smother her. Paul then confronts Wei, having deduced that she is responsible for his public disgrace. He drunkenly mocks her, admitting that he is already planning to sell her father's notes to a private firm for a fortune. Wei lies to Paul, stating that the missing sample is in her fridge. As soon as he goes to find it, she paralyzes him with an injection and proceeds to dose him with the same flawed batch that killed her father, watching as he is slowly swallowed up by his own skin. A noisy neighbor sees her standing over his body and alerts the police. Wei tries to run and finds John sleeping in the subway, asking him to hide her. In the process, the sample that was in her pocket shatters. Months later, Wei's aunt runs into a girl that she mistakes for Wei, then encounters an old homeless woman wrapped in John's blanket. To her horror, the woman is actually Wei, now merged with John's decaying corpse.